The age-old trophy handed out to the winner of the Open Championship, or as it's much more commonly known as the CLARET JUG. Top of the day to you, I'm Shawn, being here 7-ish facts about the CLARET JUG, with one of the last ones being the most intriguing, I think, when one of the winners made some interesting fabrications to it in their basement in the 1980s.
That is odd.
First presented in 1873, the original CLARET JUG was awarded to the Open winner until 1927, when they decided to stop awarding the original CLARET JUG to the winner and place it in the permanent display that's currently at the clubhouse of the Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St. Andrews. Since 1928, the replica of the original has been presented to the winner. The winner returns the CLARET JUG after a year, and they can order a full-size replica along with 3 smaller replicas to keep. In total, there are 3 other replica jugs, one in the British Museum of Golf at St. Andrews, and 2 others are used for traveling purposes. Every year since the original jug was presented, the winner's name has been engraved on the CLARET JUG before it was presented to him. The engraver is posed to start work on the engraving only as soon as the last putt of the tournament drops. Then they are handed a slip of paper with the winner's name on it. This is to help prevent any possible mistakes due to a final hole meltdown, like when Jean Van de I just can't pronounce it. Infamously triple bogeyed the 18th hole of the 1999 Open and would go on to lose in a playoff shortly after. Though this hasn't prevented all mistakes such as 1947's entry when the engraver wrote Holyoke, England mistakenly as Holy Lake, as it was the responsibility of the winner to have the trophy engraved until 1968 when Robert D. Vincenzo, man, why are these names all so hard? He just simply forgot to do it.
We'll do it later.
And the RNA decided to take on the responsibility of the engraving and hired Alex Harvey and later on his son Gary to handle the engraving every year since. CLARET JUG is such money, it's been on money twice. You can guarantee that money don't jingle jingle. Money don't jingle jingle. It folds. Driving in a car of some sort.
Please stop.
It has twice appeared on commemorative £5 Scottish banknotes issued by the Royal Bank of Scotland. First in 2004 for the 250th anniversary of the Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St. Andrews. Then in 2005, the jug was shown held by Jack Nicholson to mark his retirement. The CLARET JUG, originally made by Mackay Cunningham and Company of Edinburgh in 1873, isn't exactly an imposing trophy size-wise. When compared to some of the other Masters trophies, standing at 20 3/4 inches with a 5.5-inch diameter of the actual jug and weighing in at just under 5.5 pounds and standing in about 74 troy ounces of sterling silver, which would make it worth about $1,500 in raw materials. Definitely a bargain when you compare it to the price of the World Cup trophy. While this trophy is obviously priceless, it hasn't stopped some past winners from having their replicas sold. In 2020, Greg Norman's 1986 Open Championship trophy went up for auction and sold for just over $88,000. I guess that live money couldn't come in soon enough for him. However, this is just slightly less than what Mark Calaveraccia. Man, these names. I give up on these names today. His 1989 trophy sold for $95,500. However, that pales in comparison to the $263,000 Sam Snead's 1946 trophy sold for. However, with these replicas being sold, it hasn't stopped the possibility of the original being sold. As in 1982, Tom Watson won the Open and was mistakenly given the original trophy from 1873. Much wasn't thought about this until Watson was taking a few practice swings at home and knocked it off a table. The jug suddenly had a nice new feature to it, as it had a serious dent in it now. Watson took the trophy to his basement and put it in a vise and straightened out the damage. Years later, he would admit to this and would go on to say, no one knew the difference. Perhaps this little mishap could have been prevented if the CLARET JUG had never replaced the original Open trophy, which was actually a large buckle called the Challenge Belt, which was originally awarded from 1860 until 1870. However, there were some specific rules to govern the management of the belt. It would be handed out to the winner annually until someone was to go on to win it 3 consecutive years, in which they could keep the belt for themselves. That's precisely what young Tom Morris did in 1870 after successfully winning the belt from 1868 to 1870. This eventually led to the purchase and commission of the CLARET JUG to Mackay Cunningham and Company. While Tom Kidd was the first ever award the CLARET JUG, the winner of the 1873 Open at St. Andrews, his name, however, is not the first engraved on it, as the trophy was not ready in time to be awarded to the 1872 winner, who of course was young Tom Morris. So Tom Morris was given a gold medal in its place, which would become an annual tradition. Also, the winner had to pay for this out of their prize money until 1930.
For real?
Along with later editions of the silver medal given to the top amateur for the Open in 1949, and a bronze medal given to any amateur who participates in the final round of the Open starting in 1972. If you would like to learn more interesting facts about the Challenge Belt and the Open in general, please go ahead and click this video up here. And if you like, please, I appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe. Later.